Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Gemini, is number 15 and it says Bio. It further says, my strength is not just in words, it is in protecting, guiding and leading with wisdom. So yeah, Gemini, I feel that with this bear spirit over here, this could be that you are actually seeing some bears around, but bears are, very protective energy, very earthy. They're very watchful, yeah, because they're protective of their young ones. So they have that strand. Nobody messes with the bear. I feel that at this point in time, Gemini, you might be, in, maybe you are in positions that of writing, of communicating, also of finances, I feel. This could be a leadership position in finances as well, where you have the authority over how you invest and how you budget. I also feel that you might be, in a spirit of investing in finances, in resources, mutual funds, wealth management, maybe of yourself, of other people, where you need to be very strategic and also be very practical with how you invest and where you invest into. So I do feel a kind of a mutual fund, divestment, investment in finances, where you need to be very aware of the market trends. You need to be very strategic with how you invest. You also need to be very wise. You need to protect your investments and things like that. So you could be restructuring or structuring something in regards to savings or investment, something to create that long-term security for you or your family or for the company or even for the community. And I feel that you're stepping into leadership positions in those kind of roles, especially in the financial area. Or you could be, this also could be in terms of, military kind of leadership roles or military kind of organizations, something to do with, military structures or Air Force and things like that, or even in the mining areas is what I'm getting, And you could be in mining of resources and having structure of, how the resources are mined and how it's kept and the entire process from the mines to the market. You could be into that as well. For some of you, you could be into media, news, journaling, teaching students, empowering them, because knowledge is power. And the more it is passed, it empowers the nation, it powers the next generation. So you could be into that, or you could be into writing blogs or writing books and passing your knowledge through books, again, empowering the next generation or the people of this, any generation actually. And that could be for some of you. The numbers 1, 5, and 6 are coming through prominent with this energy. And also I feel that some of you could be, building strength like health, holistic healing, or focusing on your nutrition or something about yoga and strength focusing, maybe in the gym or just general strength training for yourself. If you have seen the TV show, His Dark Materials, there is a bear in that called Lorek Brynison, and that's the perfect, that comes to mind when I see this image. Some of you could also be into farming, food, farm to table, or even in terms of, analyzing the quality of food in stores, in restaurants, or how food is, transported from farm to all the markets and all the processes in between, those kind of initiatives. Some of you could actually be working in large institutions, financial and banking institutions, forming laws in regards to strengthening your economies, local economies, city economies, and things like that. So I do see you're highly focused right now. You're growing, you're expanding. People are listening to you. You have that power and authority to influence people. And I feel that some of you could be stepping into advisory or mentorship roles as well. The next card you have, Gemini, is Ecstasis, is number 2. It further says, I channel joy and light, inspiring others to rise into unity and possibility. So ecstasy is the highest form of, joy, happiness. It's like a very exciting time, something that you're excited about. This is also a state of being, where you're very happy doing what you're doing. You're in a highly productive energy, Gemini, I feel at this point in time, and you're happy about what you're doing. Now, on the flip side, for those of you that are highly spiritual, you could feel this extreme high, connection with divine. It's like, you're letting go of ego and just rejoicing in the moment, This could be participation in spiritual movements, spiritual dances, spiritual art as well. This could be any kind of creative experience that brings you that ecstasy. This could be you doing it yourself, but it could also be you doing it with your friends, family, or community. You could be enjoying some movies or some events together that are bringing you this joy from the core of your being. And there were some dance movements like, the flash mobs. Or did you know about lightning in a bottle, dance movement? Those are the kind of ecstatic moments that come out of this energy when it plays out at a community level or at a global level, where people come together, they enjoy it together, and you feel that energy spike. Well, especially when you're watching, the World Cup games in a stadium, or that's the moment, when everybody just comes together, so happy, they're just themselves. They're waving, they're tapping, they're smiling, they're painting their faces, They're sharing, they're rooting, they're screaming loud and things like that. So some of you could be enjoying such moments and concerts and World Cups and things like that. But this is like, you're highly energetic at this point in time. You're enjoying whatever you are doing. Maybe you're painting, you're sharing, maybe you're painting, you're creating music. This energy is also felt with musicians. When they reach that ecstatic moment, they sing, they create music, they just immerse themselves in that experience. So some of you could be in that energy as well. But I also feel that, you might be creating something in terms of artworks and media, online and offline, that you want to share with the world, and it's something that you're passionate about, something that it's an expression of you, your life, your story in a very bold way, and it's like sharing something with the world in a very creative way, like you create a movie that highlights the social drama or some social problems, something that you bring voice to a social issue through media, through a movie, through a TV show, through a concert, or through a song. So you could be doing that, or in general, you could be working towards creating some community events that brings joy to the people around you. You could be planning some events, party celebrations, working with people together. Even in your office, you might be collaborating with a lot of people, expanding your vision for your company, creating something unique. Maybe you're into some creative craft practices, but this could also be like coming together for meditative practices, as a community where you find collective joy. You're doing healing together, something that inspires and uplifts people. So those kind of ideas that you might be having and you might be working on. The next card you have, Gemini, is the Prince of Cups, and it further says, I blend imagination and charm with clarity and purpose, inspiring others through vision and beauty. Yeah, this is like a very soft, visionary, dreamy energy out here, Gemini. You might have some, and this is the Prince of Cups. Cups is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. You might have some major water placements. Doesn't have to be, but this is about your your charisma right now. Not only are you charismatic, enchanting, but I feel that your emotions are also engaged with whatever you're doing. The ecstasies, right? We already saw that. That's your state right now. Your emotions are fully engaged in something. So if it's an idea that you have, you might be pulling off a presentation that's, blows everybody's mind. Something that, people just, get emotional about. They get like driven. They're like, yes, we're all encounters in that kind of a presentation. Some of you, I feel that some of you might be creating something which is, appealing to your emotions, like arts. That's something that deeply touches your soul. It could be something related to art installations, exhibits, sculpture. That's really appealing. Something about creating gardens and landscaping for the common people. This could be something to do with library and books, and something about, having a library for people, community, or you working in the library or writing books. This could also, this is a very soft person that feels through the heart. You could be, studying psychology or a psychologist, understanding people and finding solutions to their problems. But this is also a very spiritual energy. You could be reading or learning about spiritual vitamin, a spiritual guru or something like that. It's a very dreamy kind of energy. So whatever dreams are coming through for you right now, Gemini, follow through on it, because I feel your psyche, your heart is speaking to it. Even though sometimes things don't make sense, but just get into it, because you never know, no path is smooth and no path ends where it starts. You could start with something and end up doing something else, meeting people in between that guide you, and you learn as you grow and do the work. So if something really sparks a light in you, go for it. This could be in any area. If it's about art, just do it. Just put some brushstrokes. Who knows? It'll get into an art exhibit. But something that's inspiring or called tugging you at it. This is like an Elon Musk energy where he talks, and he talks futuristic. He's very dreamy, like go to space, go to Mars, things like that. And he's making it happen. So that's their energy. Like you have the boldness and courage to dream and talk about it and present about it. Who knows? You might be talking about parties on the moon. Just an example, But your dreams, your visions, the flashes, everything is going to be really important for you right now. Some of you could be developing interest in astronomy, astrology, and the likes, as cosmic laws, universal laws, and things like that. If you have seen, the person is writing in the picture. In this picture, you see there is this charioteer who's riding this eagle, and this eagle is coming out from this ocean. Some of you could actually be into surfing, wave surfing, learning how to, sail, or something to do with water sports. You might be just out there, into water sports, or by the beach, you're doing something in regards to water, or just spending time by the water. But, when I look at the charity, it reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio. In the movie The Great Gatsby, he's the Prince of Cups. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it, and this energy will make sense to you. So it's just that, follow your dreams right now, Gemini. Whatever it is, it may not seem sensible. You might be shy about it initially, but just have the courage to do it. And I'm sure it's going to turn out something really big. Whether you want to take a trip, you want to create something, you want to do something for your community, but whatever your visions are, they're really honor them, You might be creating something for the fashion, arts, and beauty industries as well, This is like a very beautiful card, Look at the colors. It's like the heart chakra. It's the higher chakras, like the crown chakra. So engaging all your high-level chakras, communicating with the divine, you might be getting some messages from the divine. So and this is also like, having the strong in purpose, strong, having that strong clarity. And you're a visionary right now, I feel, Gemini, with whatever you are doing, you're a visionary. And the last card for today, Gemini, you have is the number 12. It says, be still a while. My father says, I pause, I restore, I return brighter and wiser. Yeah, this is the energy where, Gemini, I think you're, too much into, you have the expansive energy right now with the ecstasis and that Prince of Cups. You're in a go, 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 do mode, right? Here, there, everywhere, not in a scattered way, but you're so driven, you're so focused, you want to create something. And the energy of that will burn you out if you don't take breaks. So this is just an advice for you to take periodical breaks, because it's, breaks is not about wasting your time. It's about recalibrating your thoughts, right? It's about taking, recharging your health, your emotions, everything, your whole body, right? So that you're able to perform again. be productive again. Sometimes we're like, we do too much and we miss out on the smaller things. We forget a lot of things. So, when we take that silent break of retreat from whether it's social media, digital notifications, or in general, life in general, we're getting ready for the next phase, right? It's like healing the burnout, healing there too much of mental activity, so that now when we come back, we're excited. We have the bandwidth to do more. There is also, like, some of you might be, I feel that you might be taking breaks, like, going to retreats or just meditating and yoga and things like that, like slowing yourself down periodically. I also feel that some of you might be taking breaks to just reevaluate things, like, oh, I did this presentation. How was it? How did it go? Who said this, that, and the third? So those kind of reevaluations. For some of you, you might be just taking a pause before the presentation, trying to see, like, okay, if I present this way, is it going to be well received, or practicing with it? That kind of a pause. Like, you don't want to really jump into it before you analyze things, before you prepare for it. Because sometimes we get answers while we're just talking to ourselves and things like that. So, and especially, when you're writing, when you're communicating, we say things, we just blurt it out because we did not take the pause to think it through. Especially when you're writing emails, be careful of that written communication, because sometimes you write emails and we're like, what? After sending it, we realized, what? I could have been a little this, that, and the third, a little softer here and there. I could have used these words. So if you take a moment to just pause to see, like, is this email fine? Should I have said this? Should I say it or not? Things like that. It will help you. It will change the results. It will change the outcomes of things. It has the potential to change the outcomes of things, because, when we're sitting in quiet, we're receiving messages from our own heart and soul and the divine. And that, the presence of just stillness, of quietness, it tells us a lot of things. It answers a lot of questions. It recalibrates our thought and our head and our soul, so and whatever you need to do to be in that stillness. Some people find it in just sitting quietly, or walks in nature, or just, just by doing some meditation and things like that. So our brain is refreshed constantly. We're pounded with so much media and so much information today that, it confuses us. So when we take a moment, we compile the whole information. We give it a new perspective. And, we think things through. We're more mindful about what we say, what we do, and how we react. So it's a very positive thing, even for the brain, even biologically, it's good for us to take periodical breaks. It actually resets our brain, even scientifically it has been proven. So whatever you're doing, don't forget to take pauses and breaks and holidays and going out there before you get into anything big, or before you start the next phase, whether it's in, whether it's, in business or in career. Take those periodic breaks, because we return more positive, more productive, and more charged. And these being general messages, Gemini, these are going to play out differently in your lives. Let me know how it plays out in your life in the comments below, and hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.